What if I told you some of the most Caribbean-looking beaches in the world are not in the Caribbean at all? No passport, no palm trees, just Canada. Turquoise water, pure white sand, red cliffs, electric blue caves, and beaches so surreal they look edited. These places make people stop mid-sentence and say, "Wait, this is Canada?" Today, we're counting down the most visually impressive beaches in Canada, from tropical illusions on icy lakes to an island chain so unreal it was named one of the most beautiful places in the country. And trust me, the beach at number 1 doesn't just look like the Caribbean, it might ruin every other beach for you. Number 8, Basin Head, Prince Edward Island. At first glance, Basin Head looks almost gentle. Soft white sand, calm turquoise water, nothing too dramatic. But then you take a step and the beach answers back. This is Basin Head, also known as the Singing Sands Beach. As you walk, the sand literally squeaks beneath your feet, a rare sound caused by quartz and silica grains rubbing together. Visually, it's beautiful. The water glows light blue in the sun, and the shoreline feels peaceful, almost Caribbean-like. But what makes this beach unforgettable isn't what you see, it's what you hear. The water here actually gets warm enough to swim in during summer, thanks to the shallow Northumberland Strait. Locals even jump from a small bridge into the tidal channel, a tradition passed down for generations. Basin Head may not be the most dramatic beach on this list, but it's one of the most unique places in Canada. And if a beach that sings already surprised you, the next one will make you question how this even exists in Ontario. Number 7, Sandbanks Provincial Park, Ontario. This is not a tropical island. This is Lake Ontario. Sandbanks Provincial Park is home to massive white sand dunes, the largest Behemoth Barrier dune system in the world. And standing here feels less like Canada and more like a desert meeting the sea. The sand is soft, bright, almost blinding in the sun. The water near the shore turns a pale turquoise, especially on calm summer days. Shallow, warm, and stretching far out before it gets deep. It looks subtle on camera, but in person, the scale hits you. Dunes rolling in every direction, endless shoreline, and water so calm it feels unreal for a Great Lake. This is one of the most popular beaches in Ontario, and for good reason. It doesn't scream tropical at first glance, but once you step into the water, it quietly convinces you. Sandbanks feels like a Caribbean beach hiding in plain sight. But the next places on this list stop hiding completely because from here on, Canada doesn't just look tropical, it looks impossible. Number 6, Pancake Bay, Ontario. This should not exist. Lake Superior is massive, cold, intimidating. It's known for shipwrecks, storms, and water that stays icy even in summer. And then there's Pancake Bay, a long, perfect crescent of soft white sand. Pine trees lining the shore, and water that turns bright turquoise the moment the sun comes out. The first time people see it, they stop walking. They stare, because their brain refuses to accept what their eyes are seeing. This isn't even the ocean. This is a lake. On calm days, the bay looks like a Caribbean lagoon dropped into northern Ontario. The shallow water warms faster than the open lake, creating that shocking color contrast. Pale sand, blue-green water, endless horizon. Yes, the water is still cold. Lake Superior makes sure you remember where you are. But visually, this is one of the most surreal beaches in the entire country. And if a Caribbean-looking beach on Lake Superior already feels wrong, the next one is even harder to explain, because it's just minutes from a major Canadian city. Number 5, Crystal Crescent Beach, Nova Scotia. Only 40 minutes from downtown Halifax, 3 white sand beaches curve into protected coves of unreal turquoise water. This is Crystal Crescent Beach, and on a clear day, it doesn't look real. The color is the first thing you notice. Bright, glowing turquoise that makes photos look filtered even when they're not. Granite boulders frame the shoreline, adding drama you don't see in tropical destinations. It feels like Bermuda, but colder. Much colder. This is the open Atlantic, and the water stays bracing even in peak summer. But visually, it's one of the most Caribbean-looking beaches in eastern Canada. Locals walk here year-round. Photographers chase the light, and visitors leave asking the same question: how is this not famous? Crystal Crescent proves paradise can hide in plain sight. But the next beaches on this list don't just surprise you, they make people say it out loud. Wow, this does not look like Canada. Number 4. Tribune Bay, British Columbia. This is where Canada quietly stops making sense. Wide, soft white sand. Calm, shallow turquoise water. And mountains rising in the distance. This is Tribune Bay, on Hornby Island, often called the Hawaii of the North. And once you see it, the name feels deserved. The bay faces south, soaking up sunlight all day long. The water stays shallow far out, which allows it to warm up more than you'd ever expect in Canada. By midsummer, you can walk dozens of meters into the bay and still be standing in clear, calm water. Visually, it's stunning. Clean lines, soft colors, no resorts, no high-rises, no chaos, just sand, sea, and sky. Hornby Island itself feels frozen in time. A small community of artists and locals who chose isolation over convenience. Getting here isn't easy. 2 ferries, careful planning, limited accommodation. But that effort is exactly why Tribune Bay still feels untouched. Standing here at sunset, with warm water around your ankles and the coast mountains glowing in the distance, you don't feel like you're visiting a beach. You feel like you discovered one. And if this already looks too tropical for Canada, the next place takes color to a level that feels almost fake. Number 3. The Grotto, Ontario. This is not a beach in the traditional sense. It's something else entirely. Hidden along the rugged shoreline of the Bruce Peninsula lies the Grotto, a natural cave carved into limestone cliffs, filled with water so blue it looks unreal. Electric blue, deep turquoise, almost glowing. On sunny days, light pours through the cave opening and illuminates the water from below, creating colors that look digitally enhanced, but they're not. This is Lake Huron. You reach the grotto by hiking through forest, and then suddenly the landscape opens up. Cliffs, rock, and that impossible water below. You can swim here. You can float inside a cave that looks like it belongs in Greece or southern Italy. And the moment you jump in, reality hits. The water is cold, very cold. That contrast, tropical visuals, Canadian temperature is what makes the grotto unforgettable. It went viral for a reason, and today, access is limited because too many people couldn't believe it was real. The grotto already feels like a glitch in the map, but the next 2 beaches don't just look unreal, they look like the Caribbean itself, and one of them is about to completely steal the crown. Number 2. Carter's Beach, Nova Scotia. If you showed this beach to someone without context, they would never guess Canada. Pure white sand, crystal clear turquoise water, and almost nobody around. This is Carter's Beach, on Nova Scotia's South Shore, and visually, it might be the most Caribbean-looking beach in the entire country. The shoreline is made up of 3 perfect crescent-shaped beaches, each facing a slightly different direction. That means no matter where the wind comes from, one section always feels calm and protected. The sand is soft and bright. The water shifts between pale green and deep, turquoise depending on the light. On sunny days, it looks like a tropical postcard. You can see starfish through the shallow water. Sand dollars wash up along the shore, and the dunes behind the beach keep everything feeling wild and untouched. There's just one catch. The water is cold. This is the Atlantic Ocean, and it makes sure you don't forget it. But visually, Carter's Beach is almost unfair. No resorts, no boardwalk, no crowds, just one of the most beautiful coastal scenes in Canada. And if this already feels like the Caribbean, the number 1 spot takes everything you've seen so far and multiplies it. Number 1, the Magdalen Islands, Quebec. This isn't one beach. It's an entire archipelago, 12 islands, over 300 kilometers of white sand beaches, red sandstone cliffs dropping into turquoise water. Welcome to the Magdalen Islands. This is the place that makes people completely stop arguing about what Canada looks like. The contrast is unreal. Bright white sand against deep red cliffs. Water that shifts from pale aquamarine to rich blue depending on the sky. Rolling green hills dotted with colorful houses. Some beaches stretch for kilometers without another person in sight. Others curve beneath towering cliffs carved into arches, caves, and pillars by the sea. And unlike many places on this list, the water here actually gets warm enough to swim in during summer. National Geographic named the Magdalen Islands one of Canada's places of a lifetime. And once you're here, that makes perfect sense. Driving the islands feels like flipping through different countries. One moment it looks like Portugal, the next like the Caribbean, then suddenly something entirely its own. It takes effort to get here. A long ferry or a flight? Planning ahead. Commitment. But that effort is exactly why this place still feels untouched. Many people who visit say the same thing when they leave. This isn't just the most beautiful place in Canada. It might be the most beautiful place I've ever seen. So, which of these beaches shocked you the most? Was it the electric blue water, the Caribbean sand, or the fact that all of this exists in Canada? Drop your answer in the comments.